I lost money to a Bitcoin scam. Not because I was careless, not because I was greedy, because it looked legitimate, and I believed it. I have told almost nobody this. Not because I am ashamed of losing the money, because I am embarrassed by how convincing it seemed at the time. That is the part nobody talks about, not the scam itself, the fact that it made sense when it was happening. I'm Sats, and this is exactly how it happened. I had been in Bitcoin for about 18 months. I was not a complete beginner. I knew enough to be confident, and that confidence is exactly what made me vulnerable. Not ignorance, confidence. The people who run these scams do not target the people who know nothing. They target the people who know a little and trust themselves. It started with a message on a platform I used regularly. Not a cold email, not a spam link. A message from someone who had been engaging with the same Bitcoin content I was reading. They had made thoughtful comments on several threads I had been following. I had noticed them before. They seemed informed. The message was not about money, not at first. It was about a specific Bitcoin topic I had been researching. They had read something I had posted and wanted to discuss it. We talked for several days. The conversation was genuinely interesting. They clearly knew what they were talking about. I started to think of them as someone whose opinion I valued, and nothing about it felt like a scam. That is the problem. And then, about 2 weeks in, it changed. They mentioned a platform, not a pitch, not a sales message. They mentioned it the way you mentioned something that has been useful to you. They said they had been using it to earn yield on their Bitcoin holdings and that the returns had been consistent. They were not asking me to join, they were just mentioning it. I looked it up. The platform had a professional website, white papers, a team page with LinkedIn profiles, press mentions I could find and verify, a support team that responded within hours. It looked like a real company. It felt like a real company. I put in a small amount to test it. Within 2 weeks, the returns appeared exactly as described. I withdrew a portion, it arrived. That is the move that kills most people's caution. The first withdrawal works, it is designed to. I put in more. This time, significantly more. And then, about a month later, I tried to withdraw and was told there was a verification requirement. A fee? A tax. The terminology changed depending on who I spoke to, but the meaning was always the same. To access my funds, I needed to send more money first. I did not send more money, but I also did not get back what I had put in. Here is what I know now that I did not know then. What I had fallen into is called a pig butchering scam. The name is unpleasant but accurate. The victim is fattened up over weeks or months, then slaughtered. The relationship built before the pitch is not incidental, it is the mechanism. The weeks of genuine conversation were not a prelude to the scam. They were the scam. The investment platform was just the harvest. The people running these operations are professional. They work in organized groups, often in locations where they themselves are victims of human trafficking, forced to run scam operations. The platforms they build are indistinguishable from legitimate services to most people. The returns appear genuine because small amounts are allowed to cycle back early, specifically to build confidence before the larger extraction. The markers I had used to assess legitimacy were all fake or meaningless. Professional websites can be built in hours. LinkedIn profiles can be fabricated. Press mentions can be forged or placed on sites that look credible but are not. The early returns were designed to be there. The support team was part of the operation. Here is what would have stopped it. The relationship itself should have been a signal. Genuine communities form around shared interest, not around individuals who seek you out specifically and build rapport before presenting an opportunity. That pattern, someone who takes time to build genuine trust before ever mentioning money, is not friendship. It is a technique. Any platform that offers consistent yield on Bitcoin holdings should be treated with extreme skepticism. Bitcoin does not generate yield by sitting still. If someone tells you it does and presents you with a track record to prove it, the track record is fabricated. Any withdrawal requirement, any fee, any tax, any verification process that appears only when you try to access your funds is the moment the scam reveals itself. Legitimate platforms do not charge you money to return your money. And the most important signal of all, if something requires you to keep it quiet, to not discuss it with people who might talk you out of it, that instruction is not there to protect you. It is there to protect the scam. I did not lose everything, but I lost enough that I think about it. And the thing I think about most is not the money. It is the 2 weeks of conversation that felt completely real. The person on the other end of those messages was performing a relationship with skill and patience that I mistook for genuine interest. That is the part that is hardest to accept. Not that I was tricked, that I was the subject of a deliberate and extended performance and I did not see it. Quick recap before you go. Pig butchering scams work by building genuine trust before presenting an investment opportunity. This is the part I got completely wrong. The relationship is the mechanism, not the setup. The early returns are designed to be there. Small withdrawals are allowed to succeed specifically to build confidence before the larger extraction. Withdrawal fees, verification requirements, and tax demands that appear only when you try to access funds are the moment the scam reveals itself. Bitcoin does not generate consistent yield by sitting still. Any platform claiming it does should be treated as a scam until proven otherwise. And if someone encourages you to keep an investment quiet from the people who know you best, that instruction is not protecting you, it is protecting them. If you want to understand the 5 most common Bitcoin scams and exactly how to spot them before they cost you anything, the Bitcoin scams video covers each one in detail. Watch that next. Stack smart, stay curious. See you in the next stack.